Today's speaker is Professor D.N.Reddy. Professor D.N.Reddy was the former Vice Chancellor of JNTU and was also a Principal of University College of Engineering at Osmania University. Now, Professor Reddy is the Chairman of Recruitment and Assessment Center of DRDO. And Professor Reddy, brief profile of Professor D.N.Reddy is, presently Professor Reddy is the member of the University Grants Commission, Government of India, New Delhi, and also the Regional Chairman of AICTE, South Central Region, Hyderabad, and Chairman of Indian Society for Technical Education, AP State Section, and also Chairman of Appellate Committee, National Board of Accreditation, MHRD, Government of India, New Delhi. Professor Reddy served as the Vice Chancellor of JNTU, Hyderabad, during 2008 to 2011, and also the in-charge Vice Chancellor of Osmania University from February to July 2011. His academic record wise, he has obtained his BE Mechanical Engineering degree from Osmania University, Hyderabad, MTech from IIT Madras, and PhD from IIT Delhi. Now I request Professor D.N.Reddy to come and speak on the topic of the reasons and remedies for the decline of research activity, decline of the students taking up the science subjects.
Good afternoon, friends. Professor K.N. Reddy, Vice Chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi University, erstwhile my colleague at Osmania University from Physics Department, other distinguished invitees and participants, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the Women's College Koti and Osmania University, faculty and principal, more particularly Professor D.N.Reddy, who has taken keen interest in organizing. In fact, it's a very important topic where countrywide people are concerned about, not only country, worldwide, the decline interest in the science. People are worried. Many countries, even Far East countries, European countries, American countries, these are all worried with the declining trend in selection of the science for students. And it's more alarming in view of the technology. More people are interested in going for engineering programs and management programs. That is a trend in the worldwide. Particularly, actually since morning I was tied up with many programs. Compelling, I have to come here. I think I would like to take about 30 minutes. I request Chairman to pardon me because after that concluding session is there. Few thoughts I will share with you because I think I am basically from applied science person. I use the science principles of science for engineering application. Basically background from engineering and technology. Food for thought actually. What we think about, do you think that science and technology have made our lives happier over the last 100 years? That we need to introspect. Really, there is a tremendous progress in application of science where actually application of science is nothing but engineering. Innovation engineering become technology. Management of technology become technology management. There is synergy exists between science, engineering, technology and management. Without science, nothing in this world happens. So science is a prime important. But we ponder over whether lifestyle, quality of life is improved in last 10 years. Definitely yes. But there are also associated problems with the use of science and technology. So ill effects of science and technology is there, but the better aspects of science and technology is there. So if we say, we can't say 100% yes, we can't say 100% no. So there is a definitely quality of life of people increased because of the use of science and technology. But you ponder out this question. In what way was life more complicated to our grandparents? Compared to our grandparents, we used to live with them. So how do you feel now? You're staying in the old age system or modern society with a cell phone digital electronics, and high-speed aeroplanes moving here and there. And what actually are you spending with the grandparents? Many students know. So then what will be the science and technology bring us in future? How it is going to? Because science and technology made inventions, discoveries, and because lifespan of the people enhanced. Today average lifespan in India is 68 years. In Japan 78 years. Some countries 72 and some people even 80 years. India, because of science growth, invention, discoveries, that is the more drugs and discoveries are there, drug delivery systems are there. That's why lifespan is enhanced because of the science. What do you consider the number one invention of the past century? What do you think our 100 years? Several of them are there. More I feel is healthcare is the one more important for our citizens. Quality of life and healthcare and lifespan is increasing. Do you know people that refuse new technology and try to live like their ancestors? Some people fed up with the society, with our urban areas, lot of pollution, groundwater polluted, you don't get pure oxygen and traffic congestion and no societal, no cultural issues because everybody living in isolatedly. Most of the people living in apartments, they don't talk to next apartment fellow. So whereas our ancient culture was different, total aspect. How do you feel it? That's why most of the people, elderly people ask them, they prefer to go and stay aloof place or not go to rural area and stay. That is the general trend. And will the internet replace the work of a teacher? Yes, some extent. It only supplement, it cannot replace the teacher. Face-to-face learning always better. When I am speaking to you face-to-face, it always will be interesting. Suppose I speak from Delhi to video conference, still I am speaking to you, but doesn't substitute like a face-to-face. Whatever technology is, it only supplements in what actually somebody is trying to speak. Science and scientists. Scientists are trying to acquire knowledge of the physical world. Because they can study using their 5 senses. We call 5 senses are there normally for any person. They often use scientific instruments like a telescope, stethoscope, and that can make their senses more powerful. Use the stethoscope, we try to find out heart beating, or we try to measure the blood pressure, and we try to find the condition of the person or a patient. And telescope is the one, we want to study the solar system, how the movement or planetary movement of that using a telescope. Science is always tries to ask questions that can be tested. If you ask these children any science law, Newton's law means you will ask what Newton's law will do. So it can be any science if it is there, you can be able to prove experimentally. That's the only science. If it is not proved experimentally, that is not called a science. So once it is proven experimentally, we engineers take the help of science application and we convert into engineering products and we use innovation create to make a technology. Today, the scientific principles of chip, small material is developed by a physicist. We have put 1 million transistors on the chip and we are using a mobile phone. Today, mobile phone is doing wonders. Earlier, when I was a postgrad student at IIT Madras, computer was occupying entire space, IBM computer. Today, computer is in pocket. So these scientific principles only help for the particular growth of the quality of life. Usually involves doing experiment, follows the scientific method, a procedure that involves asking questions, performing an experiment, gathering observations and coming to a conclusion. That's what the scientific principles are. Branches of science is concerned, it's only some of them listed, not all the fields. There are a number of subjects in science. Chemistry, the study of materials and molecules. That is chemistry in broad abstract form. Many more things we do. But abstract form is concerned, study of materials and molecules. Physics is concerned, study of natural forces and motion. Whatever you do in engineering, everything exists in physics. As they talk thermodynamics, material science, whatever principles are engineering, they exist in physics. Biology, botany, zoology, the study of living organisms. And genetic engineering, the manipulation of genetic material, DNA of living things, to alter hereditary traits. Ergonomics, the study of the design of physical working spaces and how people interact with them. Molecular biology, the study of the structure and function of the organic molecules associated with the living organism. Of course, this is only abstract form, much more to define. Cybernetics, the study of the way of information is moved and controlled by brain or by the machinery. We have a cyber security today, and cyber laws are there, misuse of the information, all this affecting. In fact, the brain is the complex system which is unknown to even human being, what actually inside the brain. Information technology is concerned, the study of the technology related to transfer of information, computers, telecommunication, all that information technology. As a layman term, we can speak IT is nothing but the marriage between computer science and electronics. That is led to the invention of what is IT. IT is nothing but to store the data, retrieve the data, manipulate the data, communicate with the data. IT, information technology. All citizen services today you are able to use IT. And from IT you are using ICT, information communication technology. Even for teaching, learning process, teaching, learning, ICT we are using versatile in the universities and institutions. So advent of information technology given a path for improving the citizen services like insurance, banking, money transfer, other services, transport, hospitality, many services. And apart from that, education sector use the information technology and also ICT. Bioclimatology is the study of how climate affects living things. And geopolitics, the study of the way of geographical factors helps to explain the basis of the power of nation of states. Nuclear engineering, the study of the way of nuclear power can be made useful, fission, fusion, reaction. Astrophysics, the application of physical laws, theories to and stars and galaxies. Voice technology, technology which enables machines to interpret speech. Nowadays we have an invention, speech processing. So my speech is recorded and they can find out from the whether the who has person spoken. Sometimes in defense applications, we cross border, we try to record the voices speaking by several people and translation is done and we try to find out what they are trying to speak and which language translated to our own language. So speech processing become a technology which is emanated from the basic principles of science. Like Hyderabad, they are doing a speech processing and different languages they speak. Somebody speaks language, automatic translation to English or Hindi can be done. So these are the advent of the science which made into technology. The technology offers almost every part of our life. Think of the way how technology affects way of life. Communication. Today sitting here, from anybody in the world you can talk to them using a mobile phone. That is a mobile technology. Similarly, digital electronics, transistors. Now carbon nanotubes you can use for transistors. Still you can have miniaturization. So this advent of digital electronics. Today we are getting 200 plus channels. Whatever happened in the worldwide, split second, we can find out in any country, 240 countries, what's happening, you can find out from digital electronics using a television. So split second. So the work is concerned, so how the work is done in case of various engines and man, and also for aeroplane, how the work definition has helped scientific principle for day-to-day life. Cards and money. So we have everybody using credit cards. This is also there. But it is handy people, we don't have to carry money with using a credit card or debit card. So we can able to access, you can go around the world. So using a credit card. Everything, reservation, train, flight reservation, hotel reservation, transport, everything can be done without having money. But ill effects of also money is there. So people fraud will be there, information security is not there. So money is spendthrift. If you have credit card, you will tendency to spend more money. These are ill effects of technology. Medicine is there. Medicine, we have a drug discovery happened. In fact, that's why quality of life improved. Any of the uncurable diseases, including cancer, thyroid. So all this is possible now. They can able to cure, improve the lifespan even beyond 68 years. Average age, I told you in India is 68 years. But it can go much beyond even 80, provided we take particular care in the day-to-day living lifestyles. Genetic engineering. Nowadays they have a DNA and even morphing. This is also ill effects of technology. They are also doing morphing and hybrid genetic engineering is happening. These are all ill effects of society. Positive aspects are there, the negative effects are there. Talk about the positive negative effects. You can think it over. What are the negative factors out of these day-to-day life we come across? Technology, we have a advantage and a disadvantage. Technology affects nearly every part of our lives. Because mobile phone, people doesn't visit one home to other. Earlier people used to visit relations. Now only they talk in mobile phone. They don't visit. Ill effects of technology. We can talk to other people in almost every part of the world by phone, satellite or computer. Email is there. Children, they use email, internet. People can also take part in teleconferencing, online discussion, do some home shopping. Today, so we don't have to go around shopping. Sitting at your place, we will visit website, jewelry website, how many shops in Hyderabad, 50 shop, which design is available, what cost, and spot that particular shop and go there and buy and come back. So these advantages of technology, disadvantage also there. But this can also mean that people may spend less time actually with their families and friends and may spend more time, much more time in their houses. This could have a very bad effect on the local communities. Many areas of the world do not yet have the technology to take part in global communication. Work is concerned, a lot of boring of complicated jobs can now done by computers, machines or robots instead of people. Everywhere in Western countries, manpower shortage, human resource base is less. India, we are bestowed with a large human resource base next to China. But many of the Western countries, dwindling population, aging population, youngsters are not there. The more depends on automation. Some manufacturing process and services are now fully automated. This can lead to high unemployment as more jobs are done by machines or computers. And many people would rather deal with a person than with a machine. Cards and money information, which I have in fact I shared with you. This could lead to a cashless society. Medicine is concerned, advanced medical science mean that many more diseases can be cured or treated than ever before. Advent of science, it's a great boon for discoveries in medicine, which help in fact, people can live more than 100 years. New techniques include the use of lasers in operations, because laser, we don't have surgery. Using laser, we can able to even eye surgery or dental, or even many other surgeries could be done with the laser. And impossible to doctors to see what is happening inside a patient body on a monitor using laser technology. Even image processing give us impetus for us, particularly doctor in USA, patient in India, but doctor can treat the patient using technology. Advances are there, definitely it will be advantages. Science discoveries are going to improve the society at large. Organic transplants, microsurgery, fertility treatments are now very common. So some ill effects are there, which I don't elaborate, probably you are aware of. But new treatments can also mean new moral, ethical problems. So the cloning and hybrid cloning, all kinds of things happening, such as multiple births, people kept alive by machines, pacemakers, several things, isn't it? So bad effect, good effects are there. Genetic engineering concerned, scientists can use genetic engineering to grow crops and breed animals that cannot harmed by common diseases. Genetic engineering or gen theory can be also used to treat some diseases in humans. For example, cells that cause cancer can be changed. A particular location could be changed. However, genetically engineered plants, animals or unnatural may affect the balance of nature. Biological weapons can be made that can be changed viruses, which can be normally harmless into virus that can kill people. Earlier wars are fought on army, intruding into the place, and we used to have soldiers, we have a war tanks, all that. But nowadays warfares are electronic warfare or biological warfare. So a new way of fighting wars is corrects of the teacher. So he will tell me so that I'll stop. 3 questions are often asked. What are the amplitude and characteristics of the decline? Student choices are mostly distributed by their image of science and technology, professions of content of S&T, curricula and quality of teaching. Which factors contribute to the decline? Student entering colleges, universities find studying science to be difficult, boring, but not what efforts put in. Because they are easy way of getting money, easy way of getting job. They don't want, because the science is the one little trivial, required to think, somebody has to apply his mind. What are the possible remedies? We must instill a passion for science among excellent students and cultivate an interest for mental challenges, exploration and discoveries. And probably we need to promote among student community, particularly school students. Many bright students are there, but you have to channelize them. Earlier scientific discoveries, what are scientific discoveries, what are science laws, how they are applied day-to-day life, how we are progressing. That kind of probably AP Academy of Sciences is doing some little effort. I think they have to go a little more aggressively, reaching to the all student community across the Andhra Pradesh. And many of you are the torchbearers of AP Academy of Sciences, you are teachers. Teachers are only facilitators. We make students to understand. So our job is to tell them what are scientific difficulties, what are science laws, how they are applied for day-to-day problem, and tell them, create an interest. At least some of the students will fall in line. We want bright students in science. Dull student comes to, there is no use because discovery is not possible. It may not be all the case, but majority cases. We must instill a passion for science amongst passion, and we have to create the passion for creative life. Qualitative study on the causes and solutions. Key issues identified are image of science and scientists, because science image you have to create. What are scientists? What is their image? What Nobel laureates? Sometimes Nobel Prize are given, very intellectual capital of people only know what for Nobel Prize is given, but many people doesn't know what for Nobel Prize is given, what is the advantage of Nobel Prize, how the common people are benefited with this. Okay, that we need to create an image. Science and technology careers. How they are molding the science and technology careers, how they are better compared to legal profession, compared to other accounts, chartered account, administrative service, bureaucrats, how compared to that, or engineers, compared to them, how science career will be better. What are the avenues available for them in future? We need to inculcate some kind of awareness among student community. Some teachers may be doing, I am not disputing that, but majority should address the problems to the student community. Some teachers are committed, they do always, but as isolated pockets, not in a larger bench is concerned. Science education and curriculum. We need to now reorient our science education and curriculum to the need-based societal needs, how the scientific discovery is happening worldwide, that we need to incorporate in the science curriculum. Teacher training, qualification and development. Many teachers, science teachers, there are already that is there, many schools. In fact, when I am a young fellow when I was there in school level. In 1962, I used a remote village. In fact, I owe to them my respect to my teachers. Even though teaching Telugu, but still my impact on their impact is on me. Particularly biology, zoology, physics, chemistry, mathematics. All that helped only, in fact, helped me to grow. Even though I hardly finding difficult to speak English when I came to Hyderabad in '67. After passing my 11th standard, it was really difficult for me to speak one sentence. But strong in science, that made me to grow. Because we were able to solve the problems and understand the science, implication of science, application of science. That was a strong backing was there from the teachers. All that only because the teachers were good. But nowadays, science teachers are, depth of science teachers is there in schools and colleges, and many are diversifying. But after 10+2, they are trying to go for engineering. Because engineering means IT, computer science. Getting job will be easy, 4 years. They join insurance, banking, healthcare sector or services, citizen services, and lucrative salary, 40,000, 50,000, white collar job. Wife also get IT, both are getting 80,000, 1 lakh, buy house, flat, car, all that. So that is, people look at that. It seems to be attractive for the others. That's why they don't come for science. Of course, the trend is changing now, positive trend. Some of them come for science, but majority going for managements, BBA, chartered account, law profession, legal profession, several. But we need to tell them. So science teachers we require, particularly science. Even in universities we have a problem. So many teachers are not there. Professors earlier, so much commitment, but we hardly find people now. Issues related to gender and ethical and cultural. So gender generally, earlier girls used to be afraid of taking mathematics and science. They want a heritage or lighter courses, fashion technology. So they're not tendency to come to, of course engineering, many are coming in, but science means a little hesitancy on the part of girls. Maybe may not be applicable now, maybe trend must have changed, but general, it's worldwide that's happening. New emerging factors are concerned in science and technology. Mediatization of funding and job difficulties, negative development, or SNT, science and technology going too far because of scientific discoveries, cloning, GMOs, SNT, science and technology, side effects, global warming, mad cow diseases. Because inventing something, technology, pesticides, we are going. All these ill effects on the vegetables which are eating. Several of the inventions which are positive also creating a negative. Global warming, pollution, and the skin cancer, because power plant is there. Lot of coal is burned. Ash is emitting, sulfur dioxide, phosphorus, poisonous gas are emitting, which are inhaling, lead to tuberculosis, skin cancer, several ill effects are there. But same way we require a power. Power is required so that the development, quality of life, air conditioning, fans, lights will be there, isn't it? So many gadgets, electronic gadgets, we require a power. But ill effects are global warming, and poisonous gas emitting atmosphere, pollution levels, solid waste, then we have a liquid waste, gaseous waste are coming society, hospital waste. Ill effects are many, apart from positive side. So these are what we call negative development. Interest in science education alarming. Why? Students need to imagine of interesting and profile career prospect after they graduate and can be referred as scientists. Best of all, careers in science have recognition and lucrative returns. Scholarship through the Inspire program aim to provide quality academic staff for pure science courses in universities. The post of academic researcher has a basic need to retain talent. Territorial development can become a catalyst and obtain income for masses. Student interest in science is concerned. Transmission of knowledge from teacher to a textbook to the student about content that is relevant and boring to our lives. Difficult to learn in comparison with the other subjects. Science learning is more difficult unless student bent of mind is there. We cannot force them to learn. It should be interest, aptitude should be there for science. Most students agree that science and technology are important for society. A lower level of agreement, the science's benefits outweigh the possible harmful effects. Most students do not like science compared with other subjects. Science you cannot compare with any other subject, it's a totally different. Science as a story involving person, situation, action. Real world situation as science and technology that students can engage with. Focal questions that attract interest. Context as the source and power of concepts in science. Concept should be more inculcating among student community. Clearly presented science related issues of personal and social significance is to be brought about. Personally engaging open problems for investigation. Students should be made to understand, made to make them to experiment, understand them, then only you can able to appreciate. Core science, a mandatory study for all the students, a terminal study that can be summarized as science for citizenship. General science, an optional study involving biology, chemistry, and physics for students planning. Specialized study of these sciences, age group of 12 to 13. 12 to 13 age group, now that brain will be very active. So any change you can bring among students will be, maybe some of you may disagree, but the worldwide study shows that 12 to 13 years kids would be shown interest in science, provided them we can put a right perspective. Applied science, another optional subject to our students' interest in application of science in modern society. Informal investigation with science teachers in India have made me aware that however weak or strong their background in science studies, many of them are seriously deficient in having any science stories to tell. They should tell the stories in the classroom like the Telugu Pandit or history or political science they tell, but science teacher doesn't inspire in a classroom. You tell them story, these are such in case, these are things happened, how inventions get, that kind of storytelling is going to some extent, it may not replace totally, but some extent is going to help them. Communicating within and from science, knowing science as a way of thinking, and applying science in real-world application, none of these aspects of the science as a human endeavor had been emphasized in their school or undergraduate science studies. Image of science and scientists. Young people still have a positive image of science and of scientists in most countries. The social position of scientists has weakened in developed countries. Today's world, earlier scientist discovery used a lot of respect. But today's world, monetarily, if somebody is rich, their recognition is more. Cricketer is there, film stars are there. They have been given more importance than a scientist. So this trend in society is happening. The social position which is affecting scientists. People have a poor knowledge of science-related profession. So if you ask them to study straight away BSc means many parents hesitate. I want to send my children to engineering or medical or in management. So that kind of perception, because they don't have perception, we can't blame them also. So societal, because particularly people from Andhra Pradesh, they are crazy for professional courses. If you go to Gujarat, they don't study engineering or science. They are family business. They are interested to be entrepreneur. So they are more interested in accountancy, business, how it is done. Only in Andhra Pradesh, proactive. They want to be engineer. Social stigma is there. They want to tell their son or a daughter is scientist. Scientist if they wish to appreciate. Engineer or a doctor or want to send abroad. This kind of stigma may be changing now compared to earlier. Media sometimes play a negative role when portraying science or scientists. Science-related careers remain a choice of recommended by parents, but incomes in science and technology careers are often perceived as too low related to the amount of work and difficulty of the studies required. Suppose an engineering graduate join IT company will get 50,000. Some of them may be high. Scientists after doing PhD, so many publications, he may join a scientist B, which may give about 8,000 basic. So lucrative financially, it's not that lucrative compared to other society. But scientists, it gives a satisfaction, he has done something, where his teachers, parents take pride. Particularly CSR scientists are there, DRDO scientists are there, atomic energy. Several of the scientists, the inventions and contributions or laurels, sometimes they get best scientist award. It gives some kind of satisfaction than money. Young people are unaware of the range of career opportunities opened by science studies. Job security for science and technology professors has decreased over recent years, particularly early stages of the career in some countries with high unemployment rates in many of the countries across. Professional integration process for young scientists is long and difficult in academia, which is still perceived as the gold standard for scientifically trained student. Because if you want to be a real scientist now, he has to do a BSc, MSc, MPhil or PhD or publication, postdoctoral. Then as scientist, come as a professor. So long career, settlement will be delayed, like medical. But engineers is not delayed. Within 4 years, they will get a job. Professional integration process for young scientists is long. Teacher training, qualification and development is concerned. Science and technologists lack initial science and technology training. That is more generally the case for primary education. That may also be case for secondary education. Science and technology teacher position may be considered as less attractive than other professions opened a science and technology trained people. Lack of adequate continuous training may have a stronger effect on science and technology as these fields change particularly and very fast. Some teachers lack confidence in their knowledge of science and technology, which can impair their ability to teach these subjects. By choice, not by choice, by accident they join as teacher. With a strong aptitude, not many come to teaching profession. That should actually happen. Gender and minority issues. What young people say about their choice. I would like to become a scientist. If we take so many countries, Uganda, Ghana, Switzerland, Zambia, India, they are taking only Gujarat and Mumbai. So the choice is, I think, at the rate of scale, 5.3, 5.4. Some countries, you can see, interest is very low, science and technology. If you see the graph, these countries actually know, these countries have a more interest particularly. Okay. Targeted actions. Initiatives to increase students' interest for science and technology studies can be classified as follows. Communication, information about science and technology, scientists, science and technology careers, education opportunities should be, communication should be there. Innovative pedagogical tools, hands-on experience, unisex classes, tools for best student to be introduced. Incentives, tuition fee, grants and call for projects. Educational reforms, extra orientation to your curricular content for science subjects, coordination, networking, teacher networks, sharing of practical information. These are essential, particularly. Many initiatives are never evaluated. Whenever initiative is done in government, there is no evaluation process. Whether really impact on society. Many initiatives are on small scale, difficult to extrapolate from the given data. Current initiatives are often too recent to be analyzed. Multifactorial initiatives make evaluation more complex. So there is a need for common evaluation tools to assess the impact of initiatives on student enrollment, student interest, because countrywide study is not there. How many students 10+2, they come to science subject, how many go for cost, how many go for engineering, how many go for legal profession. There should be scientific study, why it's lacking, what are the remedial action to be taken. Only professional societies like AP Academy of Sciences, maybe National Academy of Sciences, some of the professional bodies are taking up. But a government as a whole, there was no emphasis on these issues because policy makers, you should have an impact on these issues so that corrective action could be taken. School level is more affected. When I studied in my school, those days are not repeated here now. There is no science teacher, no student work coming to anywhere. So these I could see directly see my village. You can speak spectrum like that and every one of you can see. Conclusion, science and scientific research must be utilized for improving the quality of life on the planet Earth. So I think we should make a tremendous effort, all of us together, how best efforts we can make for improving the science and creating interest among student community. So end of the day, so the science discoveries and principles and how they use for day-to-day life we should be part of this endeavor. So I thank the AP Academy of Sciences, University College of Women, more particularly D.N.Reddy, on all of you for giving opportunity and also for change. Thank you very much.